Hi, YouTube pipe smokers. Scott, Night Train Piper here, and this video is about velvet, specifically old and new velvet. And so I'm going to do a little experiment here. I have two Medico pipes. One is going to have the new velvet and one the old velvet, and then I'm going to try them side by side and just smoke them down, smoke them one after another, see how they compare. Let's go. All right, so this is the Kensington Medico that I received from Paladin Piper, and also this velvet tin is from Paladin Piper. I've paired these two. This is a new Kensington, pretty new Kensington. It was smoked, I think, when I got it, maybe a little bit. And then I think this tin is from either the 50s or 60s. I'm not totally sure, but I've seen 50s, but for this tin. So, and then the other one, the new velvet, is going to go in an older Medico that I picked up, an estate pipe, and it's a Guardsman. So this has got a carburetor in it, and a little hole at the bottom. You can see. Yeah, a little hole at the bottom there. So it's got the little carburetor at the bottom with the holes in it, a little metal thing, and then a place for air to come in through the bottom. So this is a kind of interesting little gimmick pipe that, that Medico came up with, SM Frank came up with. So I'm putting the new in the old pipe and the old in the new pipe. Don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I thought I'd try it. And I am, for the record, I'm also going to put filters in both of them. I feel like Medico pipes, they were one of the first ones, American pipe maker, I think, to come up with filters. And so it's just a roll of paper, the filter that Medico has in their pipes. So 6mm filter, and I'll show you what it looks like. This is the box. And it looks like this. It's just a, roll of paper, and it fits right into the pipe. And so I like filters sometimes, but sometimes not. I know they give a little different flavor with or without. So, but I thought I'd try them both with their filters in for this experiment. All right, so here they are side by side. As you can see, the older tin of velvet is a little darker than the newer tin. So the other thing you might notice is the older velvet is just a lot finer cut. I would say that the pieces are longer in the newer velvet, and this one than the older one. Oh no, I mixed them. And so the older one, they're just a lot smaller and crumblier. So besides darker. And then tin note, see, I'll give a smell of this. So very strong anisette smell in the newer one. And the older one, I get an anisette smell, but there's also sort of a musty odor to the older one. Perhaps not a surprise since it's so old. So yeah, and this older tin of velvet, I rehydrated it. So it came bone dry when I got it, and so it was way too crispy to even handle. It was going to just break apart and become powder if I handled it. So what I did, and I do this a lot with pipe tobaccos, this is one of those things that's I guess it's an individual way, but I rehydrated it with this water right here. This is some purified water. It has some minerals added for taste. It's not distilled water. So, and I put that just directly, just about a capful right onto this paper on top of the velvet tin. And then I used Teflon tape. This is your standard Teflon tape for wrapping plumbing. And I closed the tin and wrapped this top part of the tin here when it was closed, and that helped seal the moisture in. And then honestly, I just let it sit, and it took probably 2 capfuls of water, I think, and about 2 full weeks for it to really just get rehydrated perfectly. Now it's all spongy, and you can sort of like press it together, and it's got that nice spongy feel to it that you want in tobacco. So they're about the same as far as moisture level. All right, so I'm gonna pack them up and pipe it. All right, I've been smoking these both down a bit. This is the older Velvet and the newer pipe. So it's got a very similar taste to the new stuff, I gotta say. With Velvet, I like Velvet a lot. So Velvet is a anisette topping burley tobacco, and it's one of the standard ones. I obviously have a big tin of it here, a big tin of Velvet, so I like it. To me, it's kind of similar to half and half, but I did not like half and half, and it has sat in my jar all by itself, alone, where I put it for a while, and once in a while I'll get it out and hoping I'll like it eventually. But I don't like it. But it has a reason I'm bringing it up is because it also has a kind of an anisette topping. So, but the Velvet, to me, just really hit the spot. It's advertised as America's smoothest smoke. And, you know, they aren't too far off. It's pretty smooth. It's got a little nuttiness to it. Not a ton of flavor. You're not going to get a ton of complexity. You know, but it's got a little sourness to it. So, you know, kind of like a, you know, really good whiskey or something like that. Except you get more flavors, but there's, you know, kind of a sourness to it too sometimes. That's kind of nice. And so, here's the new Velvet in the old pipe. Now the new stuff, I think, is a little bit smoother. It's kind of interesting. The tin note was so strongly anisette with the new stuff compared to the older stuff where it was just more subdued. You know, probably just due to age. But they're so similar. You know, the new stuff, I just get that nice little, you know, nutty flavor of the burley, just real subtle, and then that slight sourness on the tongue. No bite, you know. Pretty pleasing room note, I feel. So, new stuff, old stuff here. Yeah, so, you know, not a lot has changed in the Velvet world, it seems. I'm sure those of you who've been around longer can tell me about ups and downs. But so just for the record, this Velvet tin was imported by the Scandinavian Tobacco Group, Tucker, Georgia. So I've heard they've been made overseas, I guess, now, or they might be different now, the more recent ones. But in my opinion, my humble opinion, the new Velvet that I have anyway is the same as the old Velvet. So I'm calling them the same. But I love this tin, and I'm gonna keep one in my pocket next time I go to the barber shop. All right, guys. So you take care. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well. That's for sure. Got Velvet in my pipe, in my Medicos, and I'm enjoying it. All right, take care, all.